Yeah, I was minding my own business in Petoskey over the weekend, really enjoying my time up there. Beautiful weather for the weekend. And then, of course, I get notified by a member of my team that there's been this crazy multi-casualty, mass casualty event, I guess you'd call it, in northern Michigan at the Walmart in Traverse City. I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. But in this day and age, I don't know what makes sense oftentimes, but this is what happened. A man from 90 miles away from Sheboygan County drives to this Traverse City Walmart, randomly stabs 11 people. Thank God he only had a knife with a 3.5-inch blade, but it was remarkable. Michigan news source all over it, including my good friend Katie Heid, who joins me now. Katie, nice to see you here this morning. Crazy.
Good morning.
Crazy. I mean, people don't expect, they're going and popping into Walmart, grab a couple things. Thank God there were a couple guys there on vacation, up there for a couple of things. One, that hit him from behind, apparently with a shopping cart, hit the suspect and hit him in the Achilles tendon, hurt him a little bit. And then another guy pulls the gun, holds him at gunpoint until the police can get there. So a good guy with a gun steps in. National news media not covering that aspect of the story, but what an insane series of events there. Thank God it was brought to an end quickly. What's the latest? When is this suspect? I've got his name here. 42-year-old Bradford James Gill, or Gilly, potentially. It's got an E on the end. Will he be arraigned today? Some people say today, some people say tomorrow. Do we have an idea on that yet?
The county sheriff mentioned yesterday in a press conference that he will be arraigned either today or tomorrow. And you alluded to some of these events, a horrific event that ended with 11 people being stabbed. All 11 of them were taken to the hospital as of the press conference yesterday afternoon. Thank God one had been released. Several of them had had their conditions upgraded to good, and then several others were still receiving treatment in the hospital. But the timing of this event, between the time that the suspect was wreaking havoc and the civilians were able to subdue him, and the time law enforcement arrived, 3 minutes. The suspect, according to witnesses...
Let me remark on that. Sure. 3 minutes in this day and age is kind of remarkable because a lot of these agencies, they're stressed for people, they're stressed for personnel. 3 minutes, that's pretty solid, I got to be honest, and I'm pretty pleased with that. Go ahead.
Exactly. So it looks like, according to camera and witness statements, that he was in the Walmart about a half an hour before this began. It doesn't appear that there's a clear motive yet, or that the people who were stabbed were targeted. He did stab one individual, and according to reports, on his way out the door, people tried to stop him and see what was going on, and he sort of stabbed them and made his way through the crowd, and that's where those other 10 injuries came from. When he got into the parking lot, one man, who we're told is a Marine, saw what was happening, registered what was going on, took his shopping cart, shoved his young daughter aside, and shoved it into the back of his legs to knock him off balance. Then another man, who happened to be a Marine veteran as well, brings out his concealed carry, his legitimate firearm that he can legally carry. And you can see video online of him telling him, drop the knife, get on the ground. And this group of people subdued this suspect before more tragedy could occur. And then law enforcement came and took over from there. So it really, these harrowing stories, you hear of 11 people getting stabbed at a Walmart. Horrific. No one is arguing that. We pray for their speedy recovery, and that no one has any other physical issues beyond that. Then you also have good citizens who are willing to step up and save the day, so to speak, until law enforcement got there. And that's what Sheriff Michael Shea said yesterday. He said, we live in a day and age where people just don't want to get involved, but they stepped in, risked their own life to make sure that nobody else got injured. And that is the silver lining in this otherwise tragic story.
Yeah, we want to know who is this. Who is Bradford James Gill? Why did he travel it's about 90 miles. I had to finally look at the map. It's about 90 miles. I said an hour. It's longer than that, actually. Now, if I took, because those are not, those aren't highways, I took him close to 2 hours to drive to the Walmart in Traverse City randomly. He's in the store for half an hour and then starts stabbing people. Was it premeditated? Did he trigger? Is he mentally ill? What? I mean, just so many questions, aren't there?
Absolutely, and these are questions that we'll be working over the next few days to get the answers to. The sheriff remained tight-lipped on those details, but he really did offer as much as he could in yesterday's press conference. We know he's 42 years old. We know he is a resident of Sheboygan County, and outside of that, we don't know much more about him, but those details tend to come with the formal arraignment, and certainly be looking at that. There's speculation all over the internet, and of course, internet chatter. We're not necessarily interested in fueling the speculation, but we are interested in reporting the facts. And so once we know more about him and can solidify some of these details, we will certainly let our readers and our listeners know. But certainly what could have been a much worse event averted by some quick thinking citizens and the good law enforcement agencies in northern Michigan.
Yeah. So here's something from just posted, and so I'll just say I'll take this with I won't verify for the veracity of what I'm reading here. Bradford James Gill, 42, resident Afton, Michigan, folding knife used during the attack. Number 2, has a prior criminal history, possibly including assault. Has been charged with 1 count of terrorism, 11 counts of assault in this event. Reports unconfirmed suggest he may have been involved in amateur mixed martial arts. He also has apparently a self-published book last year titled The Book of I, Jesus, whatever that means. Who knows? That comes from MSN, but again, it's unconfirmed. I guess we just really want to find out what the story is here, Katie. Look, 29 to 84 years old, those are the people that were stabbed going to Walmart to do their business and get randomly attacked by a guy.
Right. And certainly this is something that in this day and age that people do keep an eye on, to go on their normal everyday errands, and certainly don't expect this to happen. But I think that more and more people are saying, if I'm in a situation like this, because evil does walk among us, because there are people out there who don't mind hurting others, to be aware of their surroundings and to be aware of what would happen if I was in a situation like this. Where are the exits? Where are the safe people? How would I protect my family? And so those are some of the things, unfortunately, that we need to think about. But there's a lot to learn from this situation. And I think there are a lot of good things to learn with how quickly everyone responded. The sheriff did say that even though he is extremely pleased with the law enforcement coordinated effort up there to get this man into custody, that there's always room for improvement, and they will be revisiting their techniques here in the near future.
I appreciate the incredible coverage by the people at Michigan News Source. You guys were all over this story from start to finish, and I appreciate the update here today, Katie. We'll figure out when he gets arraigned. We'll have you back. We'll talk about it going forward, but what a crazy story. Folks, don't leave home without it, and I'm talking about your concealed pistol license. All right. That's my opinion, not Katie's. That's mine. All right. Katie, thank you for being here as always. Maybe it is hers, but I'm not going to ask her. All right. MichiganNewsSource.com. Thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
MichiganNewsSource.com. You can stay up to date on this story and everything else affecting people in Michigan. It's the best news source out there, MichiganNewsSource.com. I'll take a break. Coming back, it'll be Ivy in the hot seat. You don't want to miss that ever. It's the Steve Gruber Show.